Hi, I'm Christian Schiller, and in this video, I get a demo and an interview with Falco, an open source project for helping you detect security vulnerabilities in your cloud-native environments. Before I get started, I was joined on this video by Thomas from Sysdig, one of the maintaining companies behind Falco. It's a really cool demo and a really cool interview, but there is a but. Unfortunately, it's a technical problem. The software I've been using for doing my remote interviews, I've not been having a lot of luck with it. I won't name any names right now, but especially when there's a screen share, I get a lot of technical problems. So I really had to piece together this one quite hard and do quite a lot of enhancing of audio and all sorts of things in Premiere Pro. Helped me a lot, but I couldn't rescue it all. So there are times when the audio is not great, the video quality is not great, but it's a really good demo, and Thomas was a great guest, so I hope you put up with those problems and appreciate the cool technology he's showing. With all of that out the way, let's get started. Today I'm joined by Thomas from Sysdig. Now, I've spoken to people from Sysdig before, but at the time, we spoke about actually going into a demo of Sysdig and or Falco. But maybe we should start with a quick introduction. Thomas, what do you do at the company?
Hello, nice, Chris. Thanks for the invitation. Basically, for Sysdig, I'm right now developer advocate.
Okay.
I'm mostly focused about the open source projects. Sysdig created still maintaining. Like the main one is its flagship. It's Falco.
Mm-hmm.
The recently graduated project at the CNCF. We donated the project to the CNCF years ago. So Falco is considered now as the most advanced and robust and resilient runtime security project in the cloud native world. Mm-hmm. We had a huge success at the last KubeCon in Paris a few days ago.
Yeah.
And basically you can consider the Falco like security camera for your system. And my job is basically to promote it, do some evangelism about runtime security, and I do demos, talks, webinars.
Yeah.
Basically, before that, I was SRE. I basically mostly worked for media, online businesses, and also banks.
Okay. And just to recap for anyone who doesn't really know what that means, what does graduated mean in the context of CNCF? Basically,
the CNCF is kind of umbrella for a lot of projects, and you give the ownership of the project to this association, and you will have more production, you will have some nodes for CIs, a lot of stuff you have to pay on your side either. Mm-hmm. And based on your maturity of the number of maintainers, the diversity of these maintainers, if you follow or not the guidelines, a lot of rules to have a good behavior with your community. For example, you are supposed to have one a month at least a community call with your adopters to talk about the project, to report the roadmap, and so on. And if you follow all the rules, and if the project is considered as mature enough, robust enough, you can change from one stage to another. And the highest level is graduated, basically. And this is the level we reached recently, like the most advanced project.
And how long has it taken Falco to get to that stage?
Something like 6-7 years.
Okay, wow. Okay. And
Falco was created in 2016, donated in 2017. Yeah. So we were in the sandbox level at that moment, and almost 7 years later, we reached the highest level.
Yeah. And out of interest, obviously the community gets a lot out of any project becoming sort of a fully community-run project. But what does Sysdig get out of it? as an interesting
It's a nice question.
Yeah.
Sysdig has its own commercial product. It's a full security solution, a SaaS solution for security. And one part of this solution is to manage runtime security, and it's totally based on Falco.
Mm-hmm.
So by becoming pretty much a standard in the industry, our products or commercial solution is out of the box ready for that.
Yeah. I guess there's a slight risk, of course, that you also give more things to competitors and stuff, but that's not a new problem. That's a problem that open source companies have been solving or not for a while. So,
Falco is based on several layers. You have one layer to collect from the kernel, another to gather this event, another one to enrich them, and at the end you have the rule engine, Falco itself, to compare all these events with rules. And some companies, for example, with that, they have their own solutions based not on all layers of Falco, but just the sub-layers, the one to collect the syscall, the one to enrich. So they can create their own component, their own product, based on these layers, and everything is open source, so they are contributing to the deepest layers without contributing directly to Falco, and everybody is growing and getting better.
Okay. All right. Let's have a look at a demo, shall we?
Okay.
Looks good. Cool.
Just tell me if the police function is tall enough, big enough.
All good. I like your terminal setup here. Very cool.
Yes. Yeah. The black background is not really good for live demos because when you project on the white screen,
looks very, very clear.
I try to do so. So basically, I'm running Falco inside an AKS cluster. I have 3 nodes. So basically, as Falco is supposed to collect, it's not supposed, it will collect syscall at the kernel level. I have 1 Falco pod per node. So it's basically a daemon set.
Yeah.
This is why we have there 1 Falco, 2 Falco, 3 Falco. And aside that, we have other components that come with Falco. They're part of its ecosystem. We have one component called Falco sidekick, in charge to collect the Falco event and forward them to whatever. Right now, we have something like 65 different outputs. So you can forward the Falco event to a chat system like Slack, Mattermost, Teams, Discord, Google Chat, to notify your service, DevSecOps, something has been detected by Falco. You can forward all the events to Elasticsearch or another SIEM to do analysis, statistics, dashboards for your managers. And you can also trigger your own call, a lot of things. And another action could be to forward the events to serverless, so function as a service, to not only detect, notify, but also to react. At the end of the demo, I will show you another solution we are working on. It's basically the kernel's layer in the Falco ecosystem. And we also this 2 pods component, which is basically an UI. I will show you right after. So this is how it works. I deployed that with basically mshard. We are providing an official mshard, and everything is noticed in the README, how to install Falco, how to use that kind of driver, and so everything is explained. So I have a pod there, this one, called CNCF. You can imagine that like, for example, your beloved application, and someone exploiting some CV was able to get access and create a shell. This is why I will replicate with just the Kubernetes to that pod. So I will show you Falco log. So I will inject into that pod. And you see in less than 1 millisecond, Falco detected a shell has been spawned in a container. And thanks to our libraries, we enrich all these events with some metadata. These metadata are the container name, the namespace, the pod name. And so all these elements, we call them fields, are available to you to create and to tune your rules. So for example, I could avoid trigger that if the pod there, the computer doesn't belong to step. For example, I can exclude, I can create all lists, deny lists, everything. You can extend the rules by yourself. We're providing 80 different rules out of the box, and you can extend them to be relevant with your infrastructure, with your ecosystem. For example, some rules are there to detect if a pod is trying to reach the EC2 metadata API. If you're running like I do on Azure, you don't need that rule, so you can disable it, for example.
Yeah.
So we'll move forward. I will run now apt. Once again, it has been detected. You see, it's really quick because we are so close to the kernel. It detected in few milliseconds, less than few milliseconds. I will install a curl. Detected once again, and you also have somewhere lost in that the Perl. It's somewhere. We'll see there. So basically, lost in that JSON payload, we have the exact amount. So I installed curl. So I will show you right after. So now we try to reach the Kubernetes again because it's a classic attack. They are trying to bounce from one pod to the API, to the control plane API to get access to some secrets or else to pivot it has been detected also. Missing connection. And once again, we have the pod. We have the exact amount. The process there is curl, and the exact command is there.
Yeah.
Everything is there. Let's try something else. I can try to read it is shadow. Data expectation, it's classic. I can write something. Which name I will change it. And we also have the file UTC for writing. And we show you right after something else. Okay. So on the side, once we were doing all that stuff, everything has been detected by Falco, forwarded to Falco sidekick, and sent to its UI. So we have all the steps I just demonstrated in the nice UI. You can filter on everything. You can do, for example, we have the kernel chain and container. We saw the apt update there. I can maybe zoom a little bit. It will break my JavaScript, but I will just. So we have the apt update, apt install curl there, some stuff made by apt, drop of on the local file system of the curl binary, then the attempt to reach the control plane, it's there, the access to etc shadow, cat, and file etc shadow, there is a work command there, the file etc sigilla. So we detected everything in real time. We were able to forward this event. In my example, I just use the out-of-the-box UI we provide with Falco and Falco sidekick, but you could send that to everything else. Now I will show you something else, the last stage. So let's delete that pod. So fresh new one. We have a component called Falco Talon. Basically, this is a fresh new project we have with the other Falco maintainers. It's right now early stage, but it works pretty well. And basically, the idea behind Talon is to do a mapping between Falco events and action.
Okay.
So you don't have to develop by yourself the serverless functions. You don't have to manage the errors, authentications. Everything is managed for you, and just have to write some rules.
So just to clarify before you go any further, so by default, all Falco does is report. That's it.
Exactly. Not detection. Exactly.
Yeah.
Only detection. We don't have the remediation at the Falco level. It's not our philosophy to integrate that into Falco just to keep Falco as performant as possible.
Okay.
So
cool. Carry on. I just wanted to double check.
For example, sure, you're right. It will detect when Falco will receive, when Talon will receive a Falco event concerning that rule, and it's not concerning kube system or the namespace Falco. It will labelize the pod with that action, and this action is basically labelize the pod, add the label suspicious. This is an example. If we start a package manager, we labelize the pod not as suspicious, but as spawned. If we write to etc, it will run a script into the pod to display the content of the file that has been written. I will show you everything. So we have that on there, load, full screen. So you see we have only 2 labels right now. I will get access to that pod. So, see, Falco has detected, like we did before, that a shell has been spawned inside the container. The event has been triggered, has been created, forwarded to sidekick. Sidekick forwarded that to the UI and to Talon. And Talon detected, I know that event. I'm supposed to react. What I'm supposed to do is to labelize the pod. So you have the event received by Talon, the match between the Talon rule and the action to do, the action itself, and the notification of the success of the failure of the action. So if I'm going back, my pod has no another level. Suspicious equals true. If I go back, if I'm trying once, I will run apt like we did before. It has been also detected by Falco that the package manager has been used, and the pod has been labelized as spawned. And the suspicious label has been removed. It has been replaced. So if you are using something like a service mesh, you can create a quarantine, isolate your pod networkly because of these labels. And only that specific pod is impacted, not the other one. So you will not break your production. And
so again, Talon isn't taking any kind of additional actions apart from just, I've automated these rules you've said, but then what you do with what I've labeled things as is up to you. It doesn't actually like shut things down, delete things, that kind of, or can it as well? Or you generally implement that somewhere else? Okay.
But but it's pretty new. So the documentation is not 100% accurate. I think no documentation is really accurate.
Couldn't comment.
So but we have the domain name and the documentation. That's good enough. And the list of actioners, what we call actioners, are
terminate.
So you can terminate a pod, labelize a pod, create a network policy, exec, just a command, run a script, get the logs. So before terminating a pod, you could just grab the logs, send them to something else, and then terminate the pod, and you can also delete. For example, if we detect a config map containing a secret, like some access, a secret keys.
Yeah.
Created, we could delete that automatically with Talon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we also have Cardinal and user lambda is fresh new.
Yeah.
And we don't have CDO. So
yeah.
people just have to configure the parameters. They don't have to write any line of code.
Yeah.
And more and more we go. That's about playbook and so.
Is this a sort of pluggable? Can someone come along and add further actioners to Talon, or is it just through a sort of standard open source contribution flow?
Right now, it's not possible to just add new actioners with a plugin system, but Talon has been made to basically. It's not dynamic plugins, but you can add new actioners without any concerns about the notifications, the logs, the metrics, nothing. You just have to write the logic of your action. Everything is managed for you because you are using the modules, expose the libraries made for Talon to do everything for you. So it's quite easy to integrate new action. For example, for the logs, you don't have to take care of the logs. Just run your action, picture an error or a message. That's it. Everything will be automatically done for you with the trace ID, everything. The metrics, Prometheus metrics.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will go back to the action. So we'll create once again the echo. This time byte trees.
Oh yeah, okay.
And this system it is a big chincha.
Sure.
So this has been also detected by Falco, and you can see the action has been run the script. So and with that script, I was able to get the content, exact content of the file that has been created. For example, if someone is able to download a remote script on your local file system and run it, you don't have access. It will come on to download some Python or Perl script to do spam or data extraction. As by the rule, we are able to detect it and add the content. So I will show you the last action. Now we have Perl. I will try to reach my own domain. So we just Falco will detect that, and in 1 millisecond, it will Talon will do two things. The first one, which will create a Calico network policy to avoid any new attempt to connect to that IP.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the pod will be terminated. So we just, if it works, but I think it won't, it will. So I will just enter, and the right bottom right corner, it's supposed to move. See? The pod has been terminated. So we detected the suspicious outbound connection. We created a network policy. I can show you now the Calico network policy in default is there. So we have a policy to deny any attempt to reach that IP. And if we take a look about the events, Kubernetes event, we have the successful alive and script there. So with the content of your the previous file, the network quality. It's moving a little. The Calico network policy, and we know which pod is concerned, the output, the trace ID to follow the event from the entrance to the notification, the event itself, the action.
So you can dynamically change the Kubernetes configuration based on the actions.
Exactly. This is the idea behind Talon, and we are trying to have a user experience pretty close between the Falco rules and the Talon rules. So everything is written in YAML, and you can override all sections. You can add it in the list easily.
Yeah.
So this is basically my demo, but I demonstrated to people at the KubeCon, and it works pretty well for Talon. So if you're interested, if anyone is interested, please reach out on the Slack channel. And it moves a lot now because we are two and not only one developer.
Just out of interest, like was Talon something that came from within Sysdig, or was it an external contribution, or?
Yes and no. It has been created by myself.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough.
So I am working for Sysdig now. So.
Yep. Just and that's sort of one of the interesting things to always analyze with any kind of open source project. And I would assume going to graduation in the CNCF, this is something that they look at, is who else is contributing outside of Sysdig.
Basically, I talked about Falco Sidekick and Falco Sidekick UI.
Yeah.
I'm also the creators of these two tools, but I wasn't Sysdig member when I created these tools.
Okay.
So I did that for my own usages in my previous companies. So I did that tools, and people started to think, oh, it's pretty good, I like it. And so I gave ownership to the Falco organization. I remained as the leader of these projects. And now I'm just developing another tool, but being an official Sysdig member, but that's it.
Okay. And just a couple of quick questions to wrap up. So I think we'll keep the screen open just in case, who knows. Obviously now it's largely a community effort that has anyway, graphics are always fun to look at.
We have a dashboard, yes.
Yeah, dashboard, of course. Yeah, I really wish. I feel like there's a different name you could go with the whole bird analogy, like wing something. I don't know, or Falco nest. I've no idea. Who knows? Obviously, there's a bit more of a community effort now, but are there any particular major efforts on the roadmap for Falco, apart from Talon, that are coming up in the next sort of few months?
Yeah, with the recent graduation, we released an official map for version 1 of Falco. We would like to release it, even if Falco is stable and used by big companies with thousands of nodes, it's stable and the performances are there. The official version 1 will be released, I think, by the end of this year or maybe beginning of the next year. And on the website, we have an official roadmap. And for example, we are integrating internally to Falco Prometheus metric. We had to use an external system called the Falco exporter to do so. Now metrics will be embedded inside Falco. We are really focused on the performances and on the stability. Because after version 1, we will not deprecate anything after a long time. Before a long time. Sorry. So we are really focused on the aspect. Of course, we have Talon, but Talon can move at its own side because we don't have any direct integration between Falco and Falco Sidekick and Talon. Everything they are different projects with their own roadmaps. For Sidekick, for example, new version should be released before summer with new outputs. For example, security engineer at interest. Integrated interest as output. And the output, we also have Logic. We have Mina. All these new outputs have been integrated by people working for these companies. This is basically our roadmap right now.
Okay. Cool. And I think I feel like this is something I spoke with Loris in the past, but Falco is one of without going into too much detail because we're getting close to time, but Falco is one of the several eBPF tools, which I'm guessing is and I also see C++, which seems to get its own complete FAQ section on the GitHub repository because most people expect it to be Go, I think, these days. which I guess gives you that very fast performance as well, being very low to the close to the metal, as it were. So yeah.
Only Falco is written in C++. All the other tools in its ecosystem, like the backend of the UI is developed in Go, Falco sidekick is in Go, Talon is in Go. And we also provide plugins. You can enrich Falco. Falco, you can invest any kind of event you may have.
Okay.
For example, we have a plugin to collect the cloud threads, audit logs, the GitHub event logs, the Kubernetes control plane audit logs. And all these logs are collected by plugins written in Golang and loaded on the fly by Falco.
Okay. Cool. And if anyone is interested, I did see rather intriguingly in your terminal the whole time something about Bitcoin. I could see a post from about a month ago about that on the falco.org website. And of course, for your day job, shall we say, is at sysdig.com. Yeah. Anything else you want to add that we've missed, or did we cover all the things you wanted to cover?
With that, if you have nice ideas about what you could do with Falco, we are open to that. And it's a really lovely community.
Yeah, and you have a lot of integration points, and I can see the website, the falco.org has, you can start to see some of the other companies that are also contributing, some of who I use their products of.
I started like that, and now I'm working at CNCF. So I was a community member for a long time, for almost 6 or 7 years. So
no, that's cool. Awesome. All right then. Well, Thomas, thank you very much for your time, and continue the good work. And that was my video with Thomas from Sysdig, taking a look at Falco. The links for Falco are above me right now. And if you want to know more about me, you can go to christianscheller.com. Or, of course, you can leave a comment, share the video, subscribe, all those wonderful things that all YouTubers always ask for. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for joining me, and take care, everybody.